this is a podcast. Do you remember when Daniel used to clap every time we did the podcast?
Yeah, because he's like, didn't he like, we're going to test it?
He would clap every time so we could sync up the audio. I was like, we don't need to sync up the audio. You don't have to clap.
Yeah,
We're sat here.
Well, I don't think he understood that we had, like, because this was back when it was like, we recorded over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
History of the podcast. Back in our day, we had 2 sound files from 2 different computers, and like we sunk it up by like having like a really predictable intro.
There's ice out here.
You're eating some ice.
It's because I put a bottle of water in the freezer and it's got a bunch of ice in it.
Okay.
Anyway,
what was I saying?
You're talking about Daniel being a dickhead.
As I do.
You're describing every day. Every day.
No, because we had a like a very predictable intro. Like you'd introduce yourself, and then I'm here with my partner Tony, and I'd say, "Hey, that's me." And then I'd like when you were silent, I would then put my little like a mountain, I guess. What do you call that? A peak inside where your valley is.
The wave, the sound wave peak. Yeah, sure.
So I was like, that's how we fixed it. And obviously, when eventually we were in the same room, we didn't need to do any of that. He still clapped though, by the way.
No, but when we were all 3 of us sat around my tiny desk, he would just clap.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Just
checking to make sure it like doesn't outpeak. So yeah, but we don't shout all the time. And even if we do,
anyway,
we want it to peak.
I just realised we haven't even done the intro. Welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. We talk about video games and everything in between. This is a meme. This is a podcast.
This is a meme.
This is a horse.
Oh, this is a table.
So we'll talk about quickly what we've been playing this week. And this week I've been playing Garry's mod and specifically Jazztronaut. So I'll just show you the trailer now.
It looks fantastic.
Hopefully it's not too loud because I watched back last week and I was like, Speedrunners was way too loud and I didn't realise till the end. But I did a test recording and this seemed okay.
Seems fine, yeah.
Basically the idea is you take workshop maps and random maps and then you just like you know the game, what's it called? Katamari Derby? What's it called?
I have no idea.
The one where you're like a giant ball and you have to keep becoming a bigger ball by sucking everything up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... They describe it as Prop Hunt 2, where if Prop Hunt is going into random maps and hiding as props, right?
Yeah.
This would be Prop Hunt 2 as in you go into random maps and you destroy the map by salvaging all of the props.
What's the dynamic? I assume this is competitive, right?
Competitive? What do you mean?
2 people and you're trying to beat the other person.
No, it's cooperative.
Really? Okay.
It's single player and cooperative, so you're going into...
Just trying to destroy everything.
You're trying to salvage as much as you can from this dimension to sell it.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have like a hub world with like the jazz cats. I don't know where they show that. So you like... You pull a lever and it shows you everything you salvage and it gives you money for that.
Yeah.
And then you spend the money on new items and upgrades. So you can buy like you take no fall damage or you can run faster so you can get around and you can harvest quicker and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
One thing I would say about reinstalling Garry's mod is the most annoying thing is like I reinstall Garry's mod but now I have to reinstall Counter-Strike Source. It needs the mods from that. I have to reinstall Episode 1, Episode 2. I have to reinstall Day of Defeat models. I have to
TF2.
I reinstalled TF2. I actually reinstalled TF2 because I wanted to play it as well. Because I actually was like,
whenever I play Garry's mod, I'm like,
we were playing workshop
TF2
maps on Counter-Strike Go, and we were playing a TF2 map on CS:GO. I was like, this map sucks because the pacing's all off because we're playing CS:GO on the TF2 map. I was like, why don't we just fucking play TF2 instead? Like,
yeah.
That's everyone's like, no, and I'm like, well, I'm playing TF2. Fuck you. It's not a dead game.
Still people playing it?
There's tons of people playing it.
Okay.
I mean, there's not been an update recently. The last update was the Pyre update. All the updates have just been like bug fixes and stuff and medals.
Yeah, the Pyre update looked pretty good.
I do love the old community browser for Valve games, but I think the new queuing system where you can just say what maps you want to play and it'll just put you into a server with other people is pretty cool. I think it was really useful for just randomly getting into one. There's a lot of the community servers on TF2 now are like, I think they're called like Skyle or something. There's a bunch of community servers just like, you can buy a VIP pack and you'll become more powerful. I'm like, I don't really want to play it with that. Like, no. That's stupid. sort of thing. So I've been playing Juggernauts. A lot of the... It's cool. It's really cool just going around random maps and exploring them and picking everything up. I will say there's a lot of like texture issues with, quickly loading workshop maps, not like downloading them.
Yeah.
I experienced like there was like a Tatooine map and I went on it and there was like I can't see any textures. Everything's purple and black squares sort of thing.
Right.
But basically, I installed like every Valve game ever because I was I'll need to load the textures. But it's kind of hit and miss whether the map works. But from when it does, it's pretty fun. I was trying to play it with Dave, but he's on the post office internet, and the idea of the mod is you go to a hub world, you quickly connect to a map, you steal everything, and then you quickly connect back. But then Dave takes an hour to connect to any map. So it was like unplayable with him, basically.
He needs better.
August 10th. That's Dave's resurrection.
August 10th. August 9th is my...
August 10th. That's when the Minecraft series is coming.
Yeah. That August 10th is Friday?
I don't know. August 15th is a... August 14th is a Thursday, Wednesday night. That's when BFA comes out.
Okay. That's
why I know when it is.
Well, whenever August the 10th is.
But yeah, I've been playing Juggernauts. I've also been playing some like random Dark RP server. Me and Matt accidentally joined a Pokemon RP server, and it was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Because not only do you roleplay as a Pokemon trainer, the Pokemon aren't NPCs, they're people. So there's people roleplaying as Pokemon, and I was like, this shit is so fucking weird.
You've joined the wrong server.
We were just running. Matt captured a Pokemon. And I was trying to catch this Joltron, and this guy just kept running around and around. I was like, I've got to catch this fucking Joltron. He just kept running around and moving.
What happens when you get captured as a Pokemon, though?
Then you go into my Pokeball, and I could just put you into fights with other role players.
What do you do at that point? You're just stuck in the ball. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun on like the Dark RP. So what were we doing? We started. The guy started a table store, and then we started like a stakeout next door. So we had like this base with a stakeout,
right?
And we built like these props. And we had like a whiteboard, and we were writing things down at this table store, and we were gonna like break into it and steal from this table store. And then like someone went and blew up the table store with a bomb. And they were like, "Oh shit, we have all this like evidence against us for blowing up the table store." So we had to like quickly destroy all the evidence that we were gonna blow up the table store. It's just random shit happens like that. Matt and Andy were like getting into mining. There was like a mining mod on the server that was very in depth. I think you would actually enjoy it.
It's like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's ores, and then you have to build like machines that process the ores and stuff.
That sounds great.
There was also like me and Dave were cooking some meth. We made a gang called the Panda Gang, and we were wearing panda masks.
No one would ever know it was.
Well, we started calling hits on people and saying, because you can call hits on people and then a hitman will go and kill them. And then we started calling hits on people and saying, the Panda Gang sends its regards. Because we were both wearing panda masks. So Dave was cooking some meth. I had a TV up. Because you can buy like a TV that can play like YouTube videos, and I was playing like the Breaking Bad theme tune. We were getting Andy to cook us some meth in like a basement, and then we had him called Jesse, and then Dave was called Skeeter.
Okay.
Because that was like that's a meth cooking name, Skeeter.
Is it? I don't know any information about the meth cooking industry.
You'll watch Breaking Bad, Tony, and then you'll know all about it.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm always put up by Breaking Bad, but I should watch it at some point.
Pretty good. So also been playing this week. The thing I've been playing the most next to Garry's mod is Dead by Daylight. I've actually been playing this a lot. It's actually been really fun. I got it in the sale. I think I mentioned this on the summer sale podcast. As well as getting the game, I got all the DLC. I got all the licensed DLC killers.
Right.
Because the way it works is you can buy killers with in-game currency, but I think for legal reasons, I don't think they can sell the licensed characters. So I decided to get all those. So I got like Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Groovy Baby, and because there's also Michael Myers.
Oh.
They had Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I thought that's so funny. I was like, they need to make an Austin Powers skin for Michael Myers where he just runs around going, Groovy Baby. My nose is so itchy, dude. I've had a cold. Like, Ever since summer started, I always get a cold in summer. It's the most annoying shit ever.
Not just hay fever.
I don't think I have hay fever.
Okay.
I might do.
Because I get hay fever during summer and I get a twitchy nose, so.
I don't know. I've never seemed to have hay fever.
Just slowly walking.
But if you don't know, Dead by Daylight is a 4 versus 1 multiplayer focused game where...
How do you win as the survivors?
You escape.
Okay.
So I'll explain how it works. So there's 4 of you, and your objective is to open an exit gate. You have to go around powering generators. So generators are powered through QuickTime events. And if you fail them, then the generator will explode, you'll lose progress, and it'll show the killer where you are.
Right, okay.
And it's all about avoiding the killer and powering these generators. So as the survivor, you can also search chests to get items, such as medkits to heal yourself and others, flashlights, which will... If you shine a flashlight at a killer carrying another survivor, he will get stunned and drop the survivor. And also toolkits. What you can do with toolkits is when the killer gets you, he hits you once and you get to like a bleeding state. He hits you again and you get to a down state, and then to like start sacrificing you, he puts you on a hook. And the hook pulls the entity out, which is like this giant spider thing that comes down from the sky.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to sacrifice all 4 of the survivors to the entity. And basically what happens is, when you get hooked once, if someone pulls you off before the entity starts coming, which is like at half HP of being on the hook, then you, if he pulls you off before that point, you can get hooked again, and then you can have 3 hooks. But if you get to the entity state, then your next hook will be death.
Oh, okay, right.
So
escape versus sacrifice.
As survivors, your power is definitely in your numbers.
Yeah. And like cooperating with each other to fight back.
You definitely want to try and rescue other survivors.
Yeah.
Plus, there's like a perk system. So there's like a lot of like perks where it's like helping other survivors is beneficial, and you have perks that help you with that. It's actually super. I wasn't expecting it to be super in depth, but it actually is super in depth. Like there's each individual survivor has their own perks and talents and stuff, right?
So you like choose between them at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you level them up with blood points,
yeah,
you select which ones you want to use, and then you also have items which you get from the blood points. So you can start with a med kit, or you can start with a box, and then you have an offering that you can put, which could make you can choose to make the thog thicker, or you can use it to gain more blood points in certain categories.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, the thog thickness, so you can make the thog thicker, and it makes it thicker for both you and the killer.
Isn't there there's like a system for if they get too close, you get a heartbeat things, you know?
Yeah, so if a killer gets too close to you, you get like a heartbeat sensor. But certain killers will have reduced heartbeat sensors. Yeah. Like, for example, Michael Myers, like from Halloween, his whole thing is like he stalks people. So they've designed it so a way that his heartbeat sensor is like super close, so he can easily sneak up on you, but he's very slow.
Yeah.
And as he chases you, he ramps up his speed, which is really cool. Or like Freddy Krueger, his whole thing in the films is like he's in the dream world, and he has to come to you through your dreams. So what you do is you're completely invisible, and you pull people into the dream world, and once you've pulled them into the dream world, then you can attack them.
Yeah. That seems. I don't know. I'm trying to think who I'd want to be. Pyramid Head isn't there, is he?
No,
because that's owned by Konami.
Fuck Konami.
Yeah. It was bad, man.
But super interesting. Like Freddy can see everyone on the map as well.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he gets an outline of everyone on the map.
So his tricky thing is getting them into the drain.
But he has to pull them into the drain.
Yeah, okay.
But another thing is and he can't interact with you until he's pulled you into the drain. So a lot of the time, playing against Freddy, it's there's not much point, not running, because he can see you anyway. So you can just run around and repair lots of generators before he pulls you into the dream, sort of thing. But then, there's another there's a stealth ones like Michael Myers and the pig woman from Saw.
Yeah.
She's also a stealth one. So against her, you want to be really quiet and not make a sound because you do not want her to sneak up on you. Fuck this scientist, by the way. He's super strong. I think he's overtuned. I think he's a little bit too overpowered.
Not got very few counterplay.
His thing is like he switches between treatment and punishment mode, where he can like zap you from far away, and then he like makes you go insane. So you have to like snap out of your insanity, where you start seeing like hallucinations of him and stuff. So as I was saying, so if Thickening the Fog's good against non-stealth heroes like the cannibal, where he was just going to charge at you with a chainsaw, right?
Yeah.
They all have like all the licensed characters have like new names because I think it's like a licensing issue. So like Leatherface is the cannibal. Freddy is the nightmare. Michael Myers is the shape. But like yeah, so you don't always want to thicken the fog because sometimes if you thicken the fog, right, you are going to make it easier for stealth characters, right? So like Michael Myers and the Pig Lady will have a easier time like finding you because they already have like super low terror radiuses, right? So they're gonna find it easier to sneak up on you.
It's gonna be pointless against Freddy Krueger as well, right? Because he can always see you, so you want to be able to see him.
So the Pig Lady makes it really interesting because she puts like reverse bear traps on your head, like from the Saw films. And what happens then is on every map now that she's in the game, there's these little jigsaw puzzles. So the little jigsaw puzzles sitting on them, and you have to go to them and do quick time events to try and get this reverse bear trap off your head before it kills you, sort of thing. Another thing you can do when you get captured by the killer is my favorite thing. I've got my name from it. Is you can wiggle, so you can push A and D and like struggle to try and get out of it. And if you do it correctly, he like gets stunned and drops you because you wiggled out. That's why they call me Mr. Wiggles. Yeah, that's why they call me Mr. Wiggles.
You yourself are called Mr. Wiggles.
It's pretty funny when I'm playing with Dave and I get picked up and he's like, "Well, it's time to show him Mr. Wiggles," and it's like, "Mr. Wiggles, Mr. Wiggles," and I'm like wiggling out. And I found a character that is Miss Wiggles, so I'm like, yeah, that's my main now.
Miss Wiggles.
I think there's a picture of her in here actually.
Why is she Miss Wiggles? I don't understand.
Because her perks are that when she gets halfway across the wiggling section, she can escape. She doesn't have to fill the bar. It's this girl. I think she's from Halloween, maybe. I've never watched any horror films, so I only know the characters through pop culture.
Yeah. I know most of them from pop culture. I've watched actually very few of them.
But
so I don't know actually the survivors. She
only has to get halfway through the bar to wiggle out. And then another cool thing about her is at one time each game's called a trial. Because it's like your survivors that are trying to escape this trial, and then the killer's trying to sacrifice you.
Yeah.
But one per trial, she can, if she succeeds a quick time event, she can stab the killer and instantly escape. Which is pretty cool about her. So I played her. I played a lot of Bill, because Bill from Left 4 Dead is in it. This guy cannot catch a fucking break. Because literally, like in Left 4 Dead 2, he gets like killed. And then he's like, well, he's going to heaven now. No, he's going into the eternal trial
he's in limbo.
Like fighting from killers and trying to escape.
The trial of limbo, of escaping one very scary serial killer.
But he's quite good. He has like perks where like no one left behind and stuff like that, where if he's the last person, his generator repair speed is super quick. So another thing you may be thinking is if there's only 1v1, you versus the killer, you're pretty fucked, right? Because you have to, if you have like no generators repaired, you have to go and repair all these generators by yourself, and it'll just kill you. But one thing that happens is when it's just you and him, the thing called the hatch opens. So the hatch will become visible to you and the killer, and you'll be able to go in the hatch and escape if you're the last person alive. So then it becomes you and the killer looking around trying to find the hatch because he wants to stop you from getting down the hatch and you want to escape through it, sort of thing. So that's really interesting. I think that's a good addition. You can also get items called keys, where you can unlock the hatch before that point and escape through it.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's an interesting mechanic, yeah. That's way more in depth than when I first saw this.
It's actually, like, the more you play it, the more you're like, holy shit, they've actually, like, It's had a lot of patches since it came out.
I knew from the first time I saw it, like, it's actually like because when I can't remember who I was even watching. Like it didn't like the thumbnail was like, what the hell is this game? It doesn't look that great. But then I kept watching the videos like, oh, that's actually.
Well, I was
good.
always interested in it, right?
It always seemed interesting, like it's a good idea. Like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I
Because
no
it was
idea how to play it, but
originally published by Starbreeze, and I know about it because those are the guys who published the Payday games.
Yeah.
So as I think developed by Behavior Digital Inc. I don't know if they've done anything else. I can have a look. No, I think it's just Dead by Daylight. You can get the Saw bundle, which is you get the Dead by Daylight base game, the DLC, and then you get the Saw film on Steam. You remember, like, Steam's done that thing where they've started like selling movies on Steam.
You say they've started it quite a while ago.
Well, they promoted it. They like promoted more like kind of recently, but
they've actually had like I think
I don't think it's gained much traction.
Well, I think they've got Crunchyroll, so I think they're trying to get the anime traction.
Oh, okay.
There's like a Crunchyroll duo going on right now.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of this because it's been really interesting to try out all the different killers and survivors and try and play them. One thing I will say is depends when you queue. Like, it's a lot quicker to be a survivor than it is to be a killer. A lot more people are trying to be killers, and so it's a lot quicker if you queue a survivor. I think it's probably best played if you and 4 other friends play it and you play like your own game. I have been having fun playing on random lobbies. Some people are saying like in the sections that some random lobbies can be kind of toxic, like people saying, you know, killers are camping or they're being tunnelers, or you know, or people will just queue up as 4 survivors in order to do that sort of thing. You like there's a point where it's like it's so there's so few people that you actually can like snipe each other, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, let's test this out, me and Dave. I was like, we could. So I played as a killer and he played survivor, and we tried to snipe each other, and I got like into his game sort of thing as the killer.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, if people can do this, they can like just consistently snipe each other and go into each other's games and like give each other information. I was like, okay.
When I'm playing this, you're just gonna feed information so you lose. So that's I don't understand that at all, but yeah, I guess people will do that.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of that because it's really fun. Yeah, I've also been playing. I finished The Forest with my mate Dave. I know I talked about it before. It's really fun. I think it has a really cool, cohesive story. Really cool game. Some people are thinking, based on the cinematic at the end, there might be a Forest 2. There's a bug on my screen. Go away.
The same bug that was on my screen last night.
It's the same bug.
It's the same one.
Do you think it's the same bug?
The exact same one.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend The Forest. I think it's really cool. I've been playing BFA pre-patch. I was just leveling up a character, waiting for the August 14th, which is in 9 days from the current recording. If you're watching us live, or very shortly after, if I can get this up for Dave to watch. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. And you wanted to talk about Stellaris, because that's what you've been playing.
Yeah, I haven't been playing much other than Guild Wars, like, because I've been kind of out of it from
your wisdom tooth
wisdom tooth operation. Yeah.
If you don't know, Tony had his wisdom teeth removed, but you've never seen Tony's teeth.
No, it was just one.
So you don't know about it.
It was just one that was sideways and impacted. So that was fun.
What does that mean?
It's shattered.
How did that happen? You don't know?
Nope.
Someone punched you in the face when you were asleep?
No, it was completely sideways. It was like 90 degrees out of position, and it was fractured and was infected.
Right.
And it only took like 6 months to get it removed. So, you know. Anyway.
On the NHS?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to go to Adam Brooks in Cambridge. Anyway, that's not the story.
Yeah.
Recently, me and Mike decided that we're going to play another game of Stellaris. We're going to try and be Imperials together as a pseudo One Nation-ish.
Right. So it has multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay.
It has... I think you can have as many people as you want. I think as long as I don't know. I think you can have up to 8 people. I think. Now I think about it, it's like I'll fit that on the screen. I don't know. I haven't done it with Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some lobbies of like 4 people. I assume we can do more.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it so like. I'll say as well that I got all the expansions for it. So this is like the 2.1 update, which means
what happened on the 2.1 update?
They changed the way the galaxy spawns. Like instead of, like so in the 2.0 update, they removed. Initially, you could start with 3 different types of FTL tags, and in 2.0 they went, no, this ruins like the strategic of it, which I agree with. Like it was shit. The new one is far better. So everyone has like hyperspace, and it's like hyperspace lanes connecting all the stars.
Yeah.
And in 2.0,
if anyone doesn't know, what is Stellaris?
It's not a turn-based. I don't know what to call it.
Is it a 4X game?
It's a 4X game for sure.
Yeah.
Which most of its thing is from exploration and like expanding. That's like its 2 major pillars. Its combat isn't as good as some other 4Xs, and its exploitation isn't as good either. For instance, it has a really bare bones diplomatic sort of mechanics, which they do want to improve.
How comparable would it be to Civ's diplomatic mechanics?
Probably on the same par, actually.
Right.
If not a little bit worse in some cases, but better in others. Like forming together to form alliances is far better, but like trading some of the resources is sometimes a little bit basic compared to Civ. Yeah, we did so this is the 2.1 where the expansion they added was like more like, if you don't know, Stellaris has like, you have science ships and you like have events that spawn, and you like research them, and they added like, I think they like double the amount of events from like this new expansion. It's like I definitely want that. But in the 2.1 free part of the update, they made it so the clusters of the hyperlanes are like more localized, so you can like take over like little parts of it instead of it just being completely random, which is far better because it has like more terrain to the galaxy, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, so we decided to go be the Imperium. Michael's my vassal. I'm the Senate, and he's the military. That's what we were going for. So he's the Roman.
The owner and the dog.
Yeah. So I'm basically just copied like Rome's. We like he's like one of like he's gonna be like the Caesar, and I'm just like, well, we've got the Senate, so you have to go through us first if you want to do something.
You're
basically.
Palpatine and he's Anakin.
No, he's trying to be Palpatine. He wants to take over.
But I
the
thought
Senate.
you were the leader.
I am, but we're the Senate with no military force. He's the entire military force.
Okay.
I'm doing the research.
And will the young ones survive?
No.
Okay.
Not even slightly. But we are sending. Cause I got one planet, and then I've got a few other robot planets. That's the plan. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing other than Guild Wars, because like I just wanted, because I played Guild Wars just like, I'm just gonna do something I know I don't have to think about and do, and then now I feel better.
You
I'll play
seem
Stellaris.
to only like play a couple of games at a time.
Yeah.
Whereas I play like a lot of random games.
I find it really difficult to get into new games sometimes.
See, because I find it super easy to learn a new game. That's like one of my strengths.
I don't find it that difficult to learn a new game. I just always like think in my head before I play the game, like, oh, I'm gonna be shit for some reason.
You're like, I don't want to play this game in case I'm bad.
Yeah, but then when I'm playing it, it's like, oh, it's fine every time. But
I guess I can
in my head, I'm like,
for the longest time, I was like, I didn't want to play Realm Royale because I'm like, I don't want to commit enough time to be good at this.
Yeah.
So I don't want to play it if I'm just going to be shit on every game.
Yeah, it's like a defeatist thing. It's not that healthy, to be fair. I probably shouldn't do it. But I also do just like playing like a few games. Like I've
you were playing Space Engineers, weren't you?
I was trying to play Space Engineers. It didn't fucking work.
I was talking to the Swedish boy the other day, and someone's like, "You want to play? Does anyone here play Space Engineers?" And I was just laughing. Get the hell out of here! Space Engineers.
I do want to rant about Space Engineers. I will make a short rant about Space Engineers.
Go on then.
Doesn't fucking work. You can't load up any new or old saves after the new update. For me, anyway.
When I was like, what is there to do in Space Engineers? And he was like, we could build some ships and crash them into each other. I was like, yeah, what else? That's an hour of content. What content does Space Engineers
that's more than an
have?
hour, because fucking building takes an ice age, so that's like 10 hours.
Okay.
If you want to keep building.
There's just nothing to do in the game.
Yeah, I agree. Space Engineers is a great creative game. It's a really shit survival game, and they've never really tried to improve that. So I think it's going to remain that state.
Space
forever,
Sea of Thieves,
basically.
Except with actual realistic building.
It was really annoying as well. Like they really didn't want to make this is like 2 years ago. They didn't want to.
Still not. If you're going to talk about space, let's get some.
Well, I want to say this is a Spec channel. If you want to know more about Stellaris,
I'm just yoinking content. This is a reaction channel. Captain Jack, is he a great space engineers guy?
Yeah, he's alright.
Fuck it, dude.
I go with XP Gamer or Wasted Space normally, but he's pretty good.
I'm just yoinking content.
What's with this aspect ratio? What the f is going on?
He might have an ultra wide screen or something.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit queasy.
Do you like his ship?
Alright.
Okay.
I like the wings. I'm not feeling the at the back. That's beside the point. Anyway, I was saying that 2 years ago they didn't have planets. Like on this image right now, the blue thrusters 2 years ago were the only thrusters in the game.
Right.
When they added planets, but they didn't want to do, they added hydrogen thrusters, which requires a fuel. Ion thrusters only require energy, and they had atmospheric thrusters, which only require energy but only work with an atmosphere.
Right.
They and when they added this, it completely changed the game to be far greater and more in depth. But okay, this is a collaboration with another Last Stand Gaming.
This is what your Space Engineer series is going to be like. That definitely is going to exist.
I don't think I have so many ideas of what I want Space Engineers to have. Like modded space. Minecraft has you have to make a fuel, you have to process the fuel and get a special higher powered fuel. I wish this had custom engines you can make any size you want. They have to feed in custom fuels you have to process.
That's what I love about Garry's mod Minecraft.
But Space Engineers doesn't have
Warcraft 3 custom games.
Yeah, Space Engineers has a modding community, but it's not in depth enough to be able to do these massive changes.
It's not that it's just a good game. It's that it's thousands of games because it gives everyone the tools to make the game they want to play.
Yeah, things like Warcraft is it's a good game and it has a really good, I guess, map creator, or a really good engine to be able to edit certain things and make your own game from it.
Yeah,
that's what makes it so good. No, Space Engineers.
Fun fact.
Can you please update it so I can actually play a game? What's the point of having an infinite loading screen game?
Tower defense games and MOBAs were invented in Starcraft and Warcraft custom games.
That is true.
It's true.
There's actually true facts.
It's why I want there to be a new Warcraft game. Why I want there to be another Armor game. Armor invented the battle royale genre. You want more of these creative games that gives people tools that wouldn't otherwise be game developers, because it allows people to create completely new genres of games that didn't exist until that point.
Armor also technically created the genre which the forest is in. I don't know what you'd call that. It's a survival one. Survival craft, I guess, because it's based it's kind of based upon Armor and Minecraft, I guess, technically, but current forms of survival games is from Armor mods.
The one survival game that I haven't played yet that I really want to play is Raft. The game where you're on a raft and you just have to... Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen Raft.
Okay. The next one I'm going to play is Rust, though.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll talk about Rust because they just added NPCs.
Yeah, I'm actually interested again. I mean, we can...
Well, I've got it later, so I'd have to go through a bunch of tabs.
That's fine.
I just thought I'd show DJ Khaled. So DJ Khaled was at the Overwatch League finals, and it was the weirdest, most forced thing I've ever seen. I don't know if they know the audience, but it's just nobody was singing along. I think they were trying. It's just I hope DJ Khaled got paid a lot of money for this, because I feel I feel bad if he didn't, because it didn't seem like it. The crowd was popping. I was popping to this.
Was the crowd even mic'd though?
Look at his shuffle, dude. It's fucking sick.
I feel like the crowd just isn't mic'd. I don't know.
Yeah,
because you can just about hear something, but it's like murmurings.
That I was watching. I was also watching. I also learned what a mouse bungee was. Apparently.
Now we know.
Now I know what a mouse, but this probably doesn't need a timestamp.
Yes, it does.
Okay. But apparently, mouse bungees are a thing.
I'm angry at this. I'm writing this down.
I'd never heard of it until like a couple days ago when I heard someone talking about it in a video. I was like, what the fuck is a mouse bungee? So apparently people get these little things that you put your cable into so it doesn't thread against your desk or mouse mat. And it's supposed to help people with low sensitivity aim have become more accurate by being able to move their mouse around more without getting the cable tangled up. And I'm like, why don't you just get a wireless mouse?
That's what I did.
Why do you need a mouse bungee?
I actually would still hate the bungee. Like, my problem is, like, you're still pulling against still a resistance regardless of what you do.
This is RGB mouse mat tier level ridiculousness in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is RGB cup holder level of ridiculousness. Mouse.
So I still want an RGB mouse pad. But they're all just the wrong size and the wrong. They don't have like a rest either. So what's the point?
I've got an RGB mouse bungee.
Now that would be
$1
the
million
most...
idea. Hit me up, Razer. Hit me up. You can sell it.
The most useless thing.
The most useless thing.
Yeah.
Well, most Razer products are pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty interesting. I'll say that word. Interesting. Pretty
quotation. Interesting.
Interesting. But we need someone to come out with the RGB bungee mouse just so I can be pissed off. I'll create a podcast called "Fucking RGB Mouse Bungees."
I think the only thing I could think more useless than a RGB bungee is a website that tracks all the wasted energy from RGB.
I watched a video on it, and apparently this one's quite good because it like suctions onto the table. I actually watched like a 20-minute video going over all the different mouse bungee options, just because I was so surprised that it exists, and there's lots of them that exist.
I don't understand because like we've gone to the point where wireless technology, like the feedback delay is like
so minute. Because you have a wireless mouse.
Yeah, I've had one for years.
And we've come to a point where like Logitech brought out like a really good wireless gaming keyboard that was actually used in like a CS:GO tournament sort of thing, where it was like got to a point where professional gamers were like, well, this wireless technology is good enough to use, so why would I bother using the wireless?
I used the Gigabyte wireless Echo, some number afterwards or something. Echo 50 or something, and it's I think 3-4 years I've had it now, and I've never had a problem with it, and I don't have to replace. My only issue with it, it uses AA's.
Right.
I'd rather it was like lithium ion, which I could recharge when it pure was off or I wasn't using it or something.
Yeah.
But it does. I only have to do it every like 4 or 5 months. I replace the batteries, so it's pretty good. So I can't.
Yeah, I wanted a wireless mouse. I have a wireless keyboard, but it's really shit because it's not a good one.
No. The problem is I like RGB keyboards, so I can't. You need like the extra power cord.
I hate RGB keyboards. They don't do anything.
Unless
you sit in your room in the complete darkness.
Yeah, I do. And I get to see it flashing. It's great.
It's like you can't see it in the day.
No, you can. Well, mine I can. In the
and how often do you, when you're using your keyboard, do you look down and look at the keys?
I kind of see it from my peripheral. That's why I see it.
So you're paying, like
150.
You're paying a premium to see lights in your peripheral.
Yeah, and when I'm
I just don't get it.
It just looks so good.
But you think a mouse bungee's not useful? You think seeing RGB lights in your peripheral is more useful than a mouse bungee?
I don't think the mouse bungee works. Is the problem? I understand what they're trying to fix. I don't think it's enough.
Okay.
Just go wireless.
Yeah. But what if people have? I think they're not that expensive. I think they range from like £15 to maybe like 50.
What?
Yeah, depending on like their brand and how sturdy they are.
That sounds about the same as price as my mouse.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive.
Okay. Well, the thing is with like gaming mouses, they're kind of a scam anyway. Because they're like, I have 10,000 DPI, and it's like if you're playing on 10,000 DPI, you're playing like you're a pro Osu player at that point. Because your mouse is going to be fucking everywhere.
I've never cared about the DPI of a mouse. Like
having low DPI is like better.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. Like it was something I learned when I got like a mouse. DPI.
When I first bought my wireless mouse, my problem was trying to find a wireless mouse that was like a gaming mouse that was like wider, like yours. Because the thin ones really hurt.
I actually really like this mouse. It's
this really good.
M60, I think.
the normal mice, even like in normal operation, I find that my 2 fingers, like my little finger, my ring finger, really hurt.
I actually found this mouse really comfortable.
It's not. There is a wireless
and it has a sniper button.
That's
what you need. I don't think I can get it in. Can I get it in shot?
Yours got 3 weights then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take out weights and put more weights in.
Mine just has 2 weights in, I think. Yours is like more. Yeah, yours is more like got weights. It's backwards as well, which is good.
That was the problem I was saying. Is like if you have a wireless mouse, I think the problem would be that it would be too light and you wouldn't. It'd feel really weird.
No, mine's about the same weight as that.
Because I have the M60 mouse and the K90 keyboard.
I think if you're naively creating a wireless mouse, you might like make it the same weight and not really need like a little bit more weight to like be used. Like even though like you don't want the resistance from this, it's still like weight from it that you still want to have.
I didn't go out and buy this keyboard though. I did buy the mouse because I was impressed by it, but I got the keyboard because my brother was getting a new keyboard and he sold it to me for cheap.
Yeah, you wouldn't go for a...
I actually have a full Corsair setup right now because I have a Corsair keyboard, a Corsair mouse, and a massive Corsair fucking mouse mat. So sponsor me, Corsair, because...
We've been saying this for years. Like, me, you, and Andy are like, we just buy Corsair stuff.
Corsair. Tagline, of Corsair we do.
Of Corsair we do, yeah.
But we'll move on to some sad news. Unfortunately, breaking news. The Chuckle Brothers star Barry Chuckle has died. If you're watching on Twitch, you'll know this. Shocking news. There's one less Chuckle in the world. And Dave messaged me and gave me this breaking news, and he said, we shouldn't press F to pay respects. We shouldn't cry and grieve his loss. We should laugh and we should chuckle to celebrate his life.
That's what he would have wanted.
It's what Barry would have wanted.
I actually love Chuckle Vision, though. Like, it's...
Apparently they were making a new show before he died.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Unlucky. Apparently he was like he had like a short period of ill health and then he went. So rest in peace, Barry Chuckle. But we'll move on to what we've been playing. Wait, okay. So I've also been playing Realm Royale. So I wanted to quickly talk about. Realm Royale's coming to PS4. We can also assume that Sony's going to fuck over all the PS4 owners and tie their account to the PS4.
Use a different account. Don't use the existing one.
Well, they probably already have the new items on there, such as the Keemstar Gnome chicken skin, which is... I cannot believe we live in the dank timeline where the Keemstar Gnome exists in Realm Royale. It's fucking hilarious. He posted on Twitter, and I was like, "Yeah, this is like a joke. This is fake." and then it actually, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Oh, he said on Twitter, he's like, he had a Fortnite Fridays, which is like a big Fortnite tournament where he was hosting, where all of the Fortnite pros went to it. But then Epic Games, they said we're going to put like 100 million into Fortnite esports, and they started making their skirmish matches, and they had them on the same day as Friday Fortnite had on Friday and Saturday. So Keemstar got really pissed off that they were stealing all of his players to play in the Epic Games tournament. So he said he's gonna undercut them by making a Minecraft tournament, and then he's gonna get more viewers than them, which I thought was hilarious.
That's gonna work for sure.
He's gonna have a Minecraft tournament. I want to see the Minecraft tournament. I'm gonna be there.
I want to see the Minecraft tournament.
I think it's going to be like the original like Battle Royale, Hunger Games in Minecraft.
Original Battle Royale. Notch himself could sue PUBG.
Well, Notch didn't make Hunger Games.
Yes, he
I actually
did.
played Hunger Games. I actually played it like years ago before like Battle Royale was a thing. So that's kind of hilarious.
I remember watching the early videos of it and like how the maps got way more and more complicated as time went
on.
And
people were saying like, that it was really like unique because you had chests in the middle, so you had to like choose whether you wanted to go for the chests and fight.
And there's like hidden chests like in buildings.
I was like, I never knew there was so much strategy in Minecraft Hunger Games. And people were like legit like, we really want to play like a fucking Minecraft Hunger Games tournament. And I was like, well,
there was like,
I'll give it a watch.
There was like a ton of like competition to like get the best designed maps as well. It was crazy at one point.
But yeah, I've been playing Realm Royale. I'm still finding that fun. So move on to trailers because we got a Donut County trailer, full of holes trailer, in which we got a release date. So this is showing it off on the PS4, but it was also coming to iOS and Steam. And the release date is August 28th. So if you don't know,
it's my anticipated game.
Donut Country is basically where you play as a whole, and you have to solve puzzles by sucking things into the ground.
Yeah.
This is kind of like Katamari.
Yeah. Because you get bigger, don't you, the more you eat.
I've never played the game, but I've always seen it. Katamari Damacy? Katamari Damacy, where it's kind of just like you have to destroy everything, but it also has depth to it because you have to get over. It's kind of like puzzle solving.
Yeah.
As well, which is really cool.
There's like hills in it, right? You have to get over and you have to be big enough.
Yeah. Donut Country.
It's just black hole country, really. But
well, there's lots of donuts, and you're also a giant like donut hole kind of thing. So.
Donut Country sounds better than Black Hole Country anyway, so they're probably the right name.
Greatness Awaits is a trademark of Sony Interactive. Don't put Greatness Awaits in your videos. Greatness awaits you in the Inbetween Podcast. I'm going to get sued by Sony.
I'm Peter Molyneux. Greatness awaits in my new game.
I just find it weird when people trademark like random phrases.
Yeah, I also find it hilarious when someone challenges it and they instantly lose because it's so common. Because you can trademark something, you can patent something, and you can copyright something. It doesn't mean it holds.
There is an upcoming mod for Fallout 4 called Fallout Miami, and this is the official trailer.
It looks fantastic.
And it looks really good. It's the post-nuclear vacation wasteland of Fallout Miami.
Yeah, so it's actually an expansion DLC for the original game, Fallout 4. You can bring your favourite followers.
Oh, thank God. I've never played any of the Fallout 4 DLC. You got the season pass, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I've got all the DLC.
You got scammed. Because there was nothing in the season.
No, there's stuff I wanted from it.
There was Nuka-Cola World, Pokemon.
Yeah, the Nuka-Cola World, I didn't really care too much about the new setting bit.
Far Harbour actually looked kind of good.
Far Harbour is massive and looks really good.
Far Harbour was the only one where I was like, this is actually a game.
So Far Harbour actually adds, like all of them add stuff for the settlement stuff is what I actually wanted them for. There's like the Pokemon, like you have to like capture monsters and fight them as well, which is really cool. There's an automaton one as well, which is really cool. I mean, not worth the money. Like none of these DLCs are worth the money for sure. Well, this looks like the colours are great, and I love their logo is fantastic. Like, is it like Vault 40? Oh, 53. Okay.
Miami's a tough place. If it's not
the idea of like the Palm Beach, Florida, in like a post-apocalypse.
I love the sandstorm look. It looks great.
Much worse.
And then you have like the 80s kind of Miami vibe sort of thing. That's really cool.
The neon pinks and purples.
Like a kind of like Miami vibe post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Beautiful. The voice acting from the trailer is pretty good as well. People came from all over I love the comedy as well.
Good, hard-working Americans.
There's quite a few Fallout mods I'm looking at, like the Fallout New Vegas mod that brings it to the Fallout 4. And speaking of Fallout mods when this finishes,
just do yourself
this is Fallout Miami.
Don't go near.
There's also another mod coming out called Fallout New California.
I hate this.
California.
I don't know how far this is in development though. I don't know much about it. But it looks quite good from the trailer, so hopefully that'll be coming out.
I think they want people to come and help as well. I think so. They've got like applications you can fill out if you're a modder or a voice actor. /Bruce.
There's also there was another mod called Fallout New California, but following Bethesda's announcements of the board game called Fallout New California, the team behind the New California mod is now rushing to release it, pending the cease and desist. So if you don't know. Bethesda was making a board game called Fallout New California. So this is why there's issues with the trademark. But apparently they don't want to change the name again because they already changed the mod from Fallout Project Brazil to Fallout New California. And now they changed the name once, and now they're like, shit, we can't change the name again because
you can't.
Bethesda's also making a board game with exactly the same name, and they have it trademarked.
Why can't they just call it something else?
No, but I thought I'd mention that because it does look the Fallout New California,
like post-California,
does look kind of interesting as well. But we move on to quick news, and I need time to get the soundbite of I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
You're still working on the soundbite. The soundbite thing we were talking about in the previous podcast.
Yeah, I'm in the prototype stage of like learning how you actually implement sound
and we're still working
buttons.
on the Roblox stream that's definitely coming.
Yeah, especially for Dave.
How to play next piece of quick news: Stardew Valley multiplayer is officially released. It's pretty similar to the beta. Your beta version of the Stardew Valley multiplayer will automatically update. It's mainly just bug fixes from the beta, but it's now available to everyone, and I have been playing this as well, and I've really been enjoying it. I think Stardew Valley is an awesome game. And it's really fun. And there's also lots of mods for it. Like there's one where you can build a community server. You can have they've made a map that's big enough for 10 people to be on. You can have because the original multiplayer is 4-player.
Yeah.
But they've made it so you can have a server of 10 people. I've sent Dave out. I sent Dave out fishing because I hate fishing.
That fishing minigame looks fantastic.
It's interesting.
I'll get Michael to get it, and then you've got a fisher for life.
I've got a fish. Michael loves fishing.
Yeah.
He's always on Sega base fishing.
He hates fish in real life. He loves fishing minigames. I have no idea why.
Well, the thing is, you have this thing called the I call it the World Trade Center, but it's called the Community Center. And basically,
right.
to get upgrades for your farm, you have to put a piece of everything in it. So you have the ore one, and you need to find gold, silver.
Yeah.
Or when you put it in, then you get an upgrade. You can unlock the mine cart, so you can go quickly back and forth from the mines.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fishing one to fully complete it, and I'm I need someone to do all this fishing for me so I can upgrade it.
You need to employ a Michael.
I need Michael to go out and catch rare fish, basically.
Yeah, he would love that.
Okay. Well, we got another space on our farm. We need another. We need
space on the ranch, you mean?
We got space on the ranch. I was gonna say
Ram Ranch.
We need to make a Stardew Valley game called Ram Ranch. 18 fully clothed cowboys not wanting to be touched as the safer Twitch version.
Flaccid cocks in the shower.
No, yeah, flaccid ones.
Yeah, it's not.
They're not sexualized if they're flaccid.
No.
So GOG had an extended refund policy for No Man's Sky that was up until the 29th of July, which is past now. But
it's worth talking about.
It's worth talking about because GOG went out of their way to offer refunds for No Man's Sky because they only developed the multiplayer to work on the Steamworks multiplayer servers. So you can only play GOG multiplayer on Steam.
Basically, they didn't bother making their own netcode. They just used...
Because apparently it's a lot easier to make it on Steam, the Steam multiplayer servers, than it is to make it for multiple... different things of making your own netcode sort of thing.
That is something I think GOG should probably do at some point, but it is a lot of work to implement so that other games can use it, so I understand why they haven't done it.
Well, they said No Man's Sky has not offered to refunds over the missing game content to the users. The GOG is refunding it out of their own pockets, which is really cool. There's recently, I'd highly recommend, there's a documentary from NoClip, the crowdfunded gaming documentary series by Danny O'Dyer.
Yeah, not Danny Dyer.
Is it? I think it's
Danny
O'Dear.
Oh, I don't know how you pronounce that at all.
Let's just call it Danny, Irish Danny Dyer.
Right.
I think he's Irish. Yeah, Republic of Ireland. Irish Danny Dyer makes a series called a series called NoClip, where he worked at GameSpot, and then he decided he wanted to use crowdfunding to make the documentaries he wanted to make. He's made a really in-depth, hour-long documentary just on how GOG started, how in Poland there was a need for cheap games to a point where everyone was playing pirated copies of things because they didn't know that there wasn't a distribution system to Poland, and the point where it's if we could make if we're going to make games, we need to give people a reason not to pirate them. That's always what's going to happen. People will not pirate things if there's a reason not to.
If you make it easier and better, then they won't.
So the thing they offered was, okay, we'll offer these games, but we'll offer them DRM free.
Yeah.
We will get old licenses of games and support old game titles, sort of thing, and that was always.
So it's cheaper and
they will localize,
Yep.
old forgotten games. And they said that the hardest point is finding out basically who owns any of the games. That's the hardest point. It's like, well, this
Changes
guy,
hands so much.
This guy owns the soundtrack, but this guy owns the rights, and this guy
Yeah.
didn't actually know he owns the rights, and they have to go through the legal process of showing them what to do and sort of thing. But that's a super interesting documentary. Check it out on the No Clip YouTube channel. But that's really cool of GOG, one of the good
GOG,
companies. Also made The Witcher, if you don't know.
Yeah, CD Projekt.
CD Projekt Red.
They are a very good company. I think the only issue that I've ever heard criticism against them is they have really harsh crackdowns when they're about to release games, but that's about it.
Okay. Age of Empires 2, if you didn't know, is started its own competitive tournament league sponsored by Microsoft, and with the 8 top teams playing for over a year to reach the final. It started 2 weeks ago, I believe, and the prize pool is $60,000. So if you're a fan of Age of Empires 2, it's definitely something you should check out. Show a quick video. Escape Champions
The
League.
Escape Champions League will see 8
I
teams
assume they're gonna
compete
play it in,
across
low
7
fidelity
different
mode,
stages throughout the year. As teams compete, they score points, with the top 2 teams advancing to an offline grand final.
Ooh.
Each stage holds
I think
2
it's cool that
events, which
Microsoft's
have their
supporting
own
this
single
small
elimination
esports
brackets
league
and
for Age of
settings.
Empires 2.
Yeah.
Is it Age of... I
This
don't know
makes
if...
for a
The only thing
total
I
of
don't know
14
is if
events
it's Age of
and
Empires
opportunities
2 or Age of Empires 2 HD.
I think it might be HD, just because I think it's more stable, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure. But if you're interested in Age of Empires, definitely check that out. I know Michael will be. So.
I'm sure he's already been watching it, so...
Okay, so Titanfall... I read on Kotaku that Titanfall 2 Online was actually coming to South Korea. They were making like a Titanfall Online, but then it got cancelled. So if you're looking forward to that, it was announced EA and Nexion were teaming up for a Titanfall Online, which was aimed for the Asia market, similar to like how Halo Online was like for the Russian market.
Yeah.
And then people were like modding it to get it to work outside of Russia, and then people were streaming it, and people were getting DMCA'd. We talked about that in a previous podcast, but
I don't understand all of this. Just so weird.
So apparently they've confirmed that EA and Nexion have cancelled Titanfall Online under a business decision. So if you're interested in that, that is no longer happening. Another quick news topic: Stonehearth development will end this month. It should have ended right now.
I think so.
As all its Kickstarter stretch goals have been met, so we should see a Stonehearth release out of early access soon, right? It was in
it's out of early access.
It's out of early access, okay. Because I haven't played it, but I know you and Michael have played this. And I always called it Chinese Hearthstone because it was called Stonehearth instead of Hearthstone. But
Stonehearth.
It was like a city building game, right?
I don't know. You don't know what Towns is or Banished. It's kind of in the same vein as that.
I've heard of
pixel
Banished, but I've never played it.
Okay. It's basically just. It's more like it's like a village. It's like a city builder, but like more scale and like more focused on the individual people.
Okay.
So it's like a village builder.
I've seen you play it, I think. So.
Yeah.
I think I've spectated Michael playing it, but
and you can design your own buildings.
It was Kickstarted in May 2013.
I helped kickstart it.
It went into early access in 2015.
Yep.
And you're now saying it is out of early access.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, it's got very mixed reviews.
Yeah.
So July 25th, Stonehearth 1.0 came out. There was a hotfix the next day.
So I think the problem is that they've released it, but not every stretch goal has been, because they can't implement all of them. Some of them is like, I can understand if that's what you backed it for, but I don't think
alternative planes were cut from the game, people were saying. So they were saying like a lot of the planned content was cut.
I was personally excited for the alternate planes and stuff, so but I don't know. I'm okay with the final version, but
The game has
understand.
finished, but after a 5-year alpha process, it's been abandoned by its developers. Well, this is posted on July 7th.
It hasn't been 5 years though. Sure, it's been 4 years at most.
2013, Tony. It's 2018 now.
You didn't start development until 2014, as far as I knew.
Well, it was announced on 2013, and they definitely showed off like a trailer. So
for sure. But
so it's definitely been in development for 5 years.
Yeah,
it didn't come into early access until 2015. So 3 years of early access.
There was a
or
year
whatever
before it came out that I was following them on Twitch, what they were doing, and they didn't have much.
It's always
after
weird.
that,
It was like 2015. I was like, oh, that's last year, and it's like, no, it's 3 years ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I think of like 2012 as like yesterday,
Really?
but it's like, no, that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Where'd all the time go? But the next piece of quick news is Cuisine Royale got a pots and pans PUBG got an update. They gathered duos and squads, and they are there any more updates since then? It was the 27th of June. But people were saying like they were playing Cuisine Royale because they were like, it's like a free PUBG but better because it's got pots and pans in it.
I mean, it looks better to me, but
They did a leaderboard to Cuisine Royale. There is some easy anti-cheat integration. I see a lot of like games using easy anti-cheat now. Like Fortnite has it,
Yeah.
Realm Royale has it, Cuisine Royale now has easy anti-cheat. Yeah, I actually think that I'm not really looking. Cuisine Royale started as a joke, but it's now a fun and currently free battle royale shooter. I think it definitely started as a joke, and everyone was like, actually, this is kind of legit.
yeah.
It's like a free PUBG, so I thought it was interesting that it was getting updates and stuff. I know there was my favorite funny battle royale has to be, oh, what's it called? What's the one made by Landfall?
I don't remember.
The cluster truck
Totally
guys.
accurate battle.
Totally accurate battle royale.
Yes.
That's fucking hilarious. Totally.
Or Tab.
Come on.
Tab G.
Tab G, is that what you're calling it?
No, that's what it's calling it.
I can't spell. Am I spelling it wrong still? There we go. Today I learned I'm stupid. I've always known that. I didn't learn that today.
It now.
But yeah, this is actually really... It's made by the Landfall guys. I fucking love them because they're the cluster truck guys.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious, the physics in this game. It was free for like the first 72 hours or something, and then they started charging for it.
Yeah.
It's only like £4.
Yeah, it's still really cheap. I just love the way you laugh. So good.
That was pretty funny. Next piece of news is Tekken 7 was getting a second season pass. You wanted to mention this because they added a second season pass.
How money grubbing can you be? Like, the season pass meant to hold everything in. We can make a second one.
You were like, is it Konami who does it?
Prototypes that have shown us that
That's
Stonehearth's multiplayer is best
where I'm coming from.
cooperative experience on a shared map.
I have no idea. What have you done?
Something's auto-playing on this website.
Oh, that website or the
I
other
got it.
website?
We got a lot of things done this year
They
that we
might-
meant to do. Of course, there is never enough time in a year to do all the things we also hear two main
I've muted this tab. Hang on, and we've got to see.
One, that because the new building system hasn't yet landed, that building is
Oh, it's
and two, that thanks to
it's
active
Stonehearth. It's Stonehearth. Okay,
Stonehearth. Yeah.
Stonehearth, the Chinese Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So there was a second season pass for Tekken 7. Some people were annoyed because they were trying to be in money grubbing.
Well, I think, why did you ever need 2 season passes? I don't understand. Like, what's the point if you're gonna have? Like, isn't the promise of the season pass like you like pre-order it when it's cheaper and then you
It's
get the
Bandai
games?
Namco who does Tekken.
Oh god.
I don't play any fighting game, so this was like.
No, I don't. I've
news
never
to
played
me.
Tekken. I've watched Tekken
I
films.
hate fighting games.
I love fighting games. I'm just really shit at
The
them.
only one I like is Smash Bros,
I'm
which
still
I think-
shit at that as well.
which I think is just really fun. So.
Yeah.
Next piece of quick news: Shadow of War got a demo and it had a discount for a little bit.
I'm actually interested in picking it up. So.
We might have to check out the demo. I have like 50 demos on my computer right now, ready to be
Oh, really?
spotlighted. Yes.
You've gone through the list and
Well, it's just
Installed
ones we
them
haven't
all.
done yet, ones
Yeah.
we haven't recorded yet. But that's just a piece of good news because I always love it when a game gets a demo
demos are always good.
Yeah.
Always.
because it
Even when they're shit, they're useful to know that they're shit.
what was it? Because we did a spotlight in the Magic Circle, which actually premiered on Twitch, which I forgot about, so I didn't promote. So it's just like, oh, that happened, and I
Yeah.
forgot to watch it. We're going to try and premiere them on Twitch like a day before. If anyone wants to watch them early and watch them with us, because we'll be in the live stream and you can ask us questions. But like I played the Magic Circle demo and I was like, this is really good, and then I bought it based on the strength of the demo.
I remember it's like 2015 game, isn't it? I remember Jim Sterling doing a video and I'm like, I want to pick this up at some point.
I think it's really good.
Do I own the game now? I might own the game now.
I own the game now because it was on the sale.
Yeah, I think I did the same.
Yep. But next piece of quick news: Kingdom Come Deliverance added a hardcore mode and patch 1.6 on the 26th of June. So if you don't know, Kingdom Come Deliverance was a big kickstarted RPG. People were like, "Oh, this is the RPG I've played for years."
Like realistic, gritty, and you start from nothing.
Yeah, it came out. It was kind of a buggy mess. A lot of people were complaining. But then it got some bug fixes. It now got this patch. So now on hardcore mode, is from what I've read, it sounds pretty cool. You'll be able to choose at least 2 negative perks, which will last throughout the entire game. You have to like choose negative. So we got like nightmares. Every time you wake, you are shaken from your nightmare and suffer a short-term debuff. So sleeping becomes more of a tactical choice, or you can have like claustrophobia. When you close your helmet visor, your attack lowers. You have to choose between better protection or higher attack, so it kind of makes the game kind of more interesting with the hardcore mode, as well as that. Another point is fast travel isn't possible in hardcore mode.
That's normal. That's quite usual for most of these RPG hardcore modes.
But if you want to check the full patch notes, there's quite a lot of stuff they've added in the hardcore patch, which is pretty cool. You take away UI elements to stop you from being able to see how much health and block and stuff you have, and increase immersion. I know it was really cool when a lot of people liked it when Fallout 4 added a hardcore mode.
Skyrim has it now as well.
And our last piece of quick news is Rust, the Bandit Town update. They've just added NPCs to Rust, which is really cool. So I picked it up in the sale, and I'm going to be playing it soon. There's lots of like different there's like lots of different community maps on Rust as well. It's kind of like it's made by Gary Newman, the same guy who did Gary's mod.
I never realized that other people made maps for it. So
yeah, there's a big Rust community. There's cool battleground Rust servers where people literally just go on and they have guns and it's just like a big deathmatch sort of thing.
Okay, that's one of Keemstar ones, right? Be in the new
Rust esports that he was talking about. Yeah. I was like, this isn't going to be a thing. But the Bandit Town has bandit shops with NPCs. It has casinos you can gamble on, and it's always slightly weighted towards the casino. But Garry also said you can on your server you can also change the numbers.
Yeah.
To make it more or less weighted towards the house. And as well as all the NPCs, you can, of course, just go in there and kill the NPCs if you want, sort of thing. So that's Bandit Town, and that's really cool.
It does look good. I was always
they added the compound bow. They added the team updates. They updated like the team UI. There's a minor farming update. They do a bunch of like.
I like the swamp mini biome as well. It looks really cool.
That's where Bandit Town is. Sort of.
Yeah.
So they are constantly updating Rust, and it's like a really cool game now.
I think it was always a cool game, but it's now cooler.
Yeah, they're constantly adding stuff to it, which really
because that was my biggest criticism. Is like there's other than people, there's nothing alive and there's animals as well though, right? Or I've no idea.
Yeah, there's animals.
Yeah, so that's like the only thing that was living was like other people and animals.
And they will fuck you up.
Yeah, that's per usual.
But we'll move on to the main topics. So the Culling 2 existed. We talked about. I don't know if we actually got around to talking about this, but
it was a live for like 10 seconds.
I said the Culling 2's coming, and I was like, "Why the hell is this coming?"
Because
nobody knows about it. Because it was like
both Critical and Jim Sterling were like the last 2 people playing it, almost like trying to get content for it. And it's like they couldn't even find each other. So
they released it. Everyone immediately refunded it because they're like, "This is just." So if you don't know, the original. Culling 2 was like a melee focused.
Well, it was one of the first
battle royales. It was back in 2016, and that was what made it unique. But over the years, they added patches and patches, and people said that they didn't like the new patches, and they moved on. And there was about 16 people playing it when they. So
people said like
because it was also it wasn't 100 people battle royale. It was 16 people battle royale.
But people were like we preferred it before you started fiddling and updating it. And that's what they've done.
Yeah, it says
They've gone back to the original
release
Culling.
of the Culling 2 did not go well. The all-time player count recorded by Steam charts was 249. But what they've done is the original game has been rebooted. The Culling Day 1. And the trailer is just reversing everything from the Culling 1. They've completely relaunched the Culling from the Day 1 patch, and it's going to be free to play. But I don't know why they thought making this was a good idea. The original Culling was below the hundreds for months. Like, what do they think? There was a big want for a Culling 2 where the main focus would be away from melee combat, but be towards like a shitty PUBG,
Yeah,
basically.
what's the point of making a new game if it's going to be very similar but different with the same graphics and same engine? There's not much point of a sequel. It doesn't make any sense. Like, just make a better update.
They're now making the Culling Day 1 out now. My big question is, are they going to patch this? And how are they going to patch this?
By listening to the community.
No one ever does.
Not properly. They listen to really awful parts of the community and then they implement really shitty things.
What do you think of it? Do you think the Culling Day 1 is gonna be successful?
No. It might do better.
It
has a chance.
It went on to free to play a couple of weeks ago now. So.
Yeah, it has a chance coming back to life, but it depends what the updates are.
Let's have a look at the Steam page. Actually, I haven't looked at it yet. Culling Day 1 Steam. Let's have a look at what people are saying on Steam. This is the Steam charts for the original Culling. It started out with, in March 2016, it had a few thousand million and went down to the hundreds very quickly, and then there was 16 people on servers. So the Culling on Steam. So they just took the Culling 2, they refunded everyone, they just took the Culling 2 off Steam, and then they made the Culling. Is this the Culling Day 1? Is this... This is the paid one. The Culling. So the Culling 2 got removed, so you can't buy it anymore, and it got really shitty reviews. Savient Games, let's go on them. Where's the Culling Day 1?
9999.
I thought that was free to play.
I have no idea. But isn't You go back to the page? Wasn't that one of the updates, it talking about the Day 1 patch again?
Well, there's the message video here.
Yeah.
And Xavier. Does it have comments, or are they just not loaded? There we go. You screwed up the Culling 2, and this is the best course of action you could have taken afterward. Thank you. People seem.
But if you go back to the store page.
Go back to the store page.
Yeah, the updates. Diary 1? When was that update?
Find out more about the Culling's journey to free play and return to active development on our latest developer diary video.
Yeah, so this is the one. It's just not free to play.
It's supposed to be free to play.
From you, and I think to learn more about what the Culling was. What we're working on now is a big update to the Culling that we're referring to as the Culling Origins.
Oh, I wish you luck, but I don't know. I don't trust this.
But they said it was out now on the trailer.
This was
Day 1 out now.
Yeah.
But I still have to pay for the Culling. You said it was going free to play. This is so fucking confusing, dude. Because they've just gone, we're going to make a Culling 2, completely make a different game, then we're going to cancel it and refund.
Why didn't they just
And then we're going to make the Culling 1 go back to the Day 1 patch, but also call it...
They should just made the Culling free to play like a new store page on Steam.
They should have made the Culling Day 1 a new Steam page entry. I think that probably would have been the best thing.
Or just the Culling free to play. You don't want to call it that the whole time because you're going to update it. But
let me look at the reviews. Maybe they can help me.
Well,
now the Culling 2's out, this actually looks like a really good game. Okay, people are shit talking it. I gave this game a positive review because I thought that would be entertaining.
Funny, but
they bringing it back to life? No. And so I think they announced that they're going to make the Culling Day one, and they say it's out now, but it's not because you can't play it. So I think the Culling Day one's in development.
With the Origin
As
update.
much as I can understand from the information I've been given by Xaviant Games.
As you've also now seen the origin of this information. If you can call 1-800-999-999 for more information.
Don't call 999, that's the police. So I was going to say, the developer did it beforehand, said as a joke on Twitter that Hotline Miami Battle Royale will be the Culling 2 of its generation. Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about, speaking of Battle Royale, PUBG's continuing to try and squeeze as much money out of a dead horse as it possibly can. PUBG said that custom matches won't have an associated cost, but may change down the line. Definitely will after their fourth Fortnite lawsuit for looking at Brendan Green wrong.
Yeah.
So they're saying there's no paywall now for custom matches, but there might be down the future. And then they went on to reiterate, PUBG can't provide people with free servers. I was a modder for many years, and I didn't expect Arma to provide me with free servers to mod on.
That's not
the same thing, though.
Oh, that's not what they're asking. Well, you just need to put a source code out to be able to have a dedicated server, and then you can have free servers. That's all you need to do. That's so stupid. I think the problem is that the person who owns publisher doesn't want to do it.
In a conversation with PC Gamers N, Green said paywalls are required to be that with real money or in-game currency.
That doesn't make any sense.
So they said there will be a way to pay for servers through some sort of wall, either with battle points or money.
Or you could just release dedicated server programs, like other games. That's all I'm saying.
We can't provide free servers. It's just not a sustainable business model. I still pay for an Arma 3 server to this day because that's just how the world works. According to Steam charts, PUBG's peak concurrent players count on the last 30 days hit 1.5 million. Nevertheless, Green tells PC Gamer's Own sales of a game can only last for so long. So he's saying, even though the game is still selling like a fucking, hot cakes, it's eventually people are eventually going to stop buying the game, and they're going to need to make money somehow. And I'm like, well, you've already got a fucking battle pass in a paid game with a bunch of loot boxes, and you're also going to charge for servers, and it's like,
release dedicated servers. God's sake.
How much more money do you need at this point?
All of it.
It's like,
I have no sympathy.
You're copying a business model from a free-to-play game that you tried to sue because it delivered on a better version of the product that you were trying to make. Is pretty much what it came down to in the end, even though they completely changed the game, and it wasn't copying a game, it was taking the idea of a genre. It's like back when they used to call FPSs Doom clones, they then went on to be called, and everyone's like, oh, this is a copy of Doom. It's like, well, no, this is a genre of games.
Wolfenstein.
Battle Royale's a genre of games, right?
Yeah, it is now. For sure.
So I don't think Brendan Green can just go around suing anyone that makes a Battle Royale game.
Especially if it's copyright based, because that's the wrong lawsuit.
Speaking of PUBG saying stupid shit, PUBG always said from the very beginning, like fucking a year ago, that PUBG is an esports ready game. They've then gone on to say, Brendan Green's then gone on to say, we're not an esports ready game at the PUBG Global Invitational. So they've kind of backpedaled on that statement, saying they were an esports ready game. They definitely weren't.
Yeah. PlayerUnknown himself said not esports ready.
Yep. I just think it was hilarious that all those years ago they said PUBG was an esports ready game.
They've
now backpedaled on that since they've realised that it's nowhere near that point. But
it's still an early access.
That was the Battle Royale main topics. Move on to Steam. So big one, Artifact is $20 on launch. It will launch the November 28th of this year on Steam, Windows, Mac, and Linux at a price of $20. The iOS and Android versions, they have ported Source 2 to tablets and mobile, as we said before. Will follow in 2019. Fans will be able to try a hands-on copy at PAX in Seattle ahead of the release this month.
They're going to make money from loot boxes.
They've then also showed what your $20 will get you. So 280 cards will be available at launch. Your $20 purchase will get you 228 cards. No, naturally they won't all be unique. There'll be card packs.
Yeah.
You'll get 2 base decks, each containing 5 heroes, 9 items, and 40 additional cards. 10 booster packs will also be included, each containing 12 random cards, with each pack guarantee at least 1 rare. Further booster packs will be available for $2 each. And they've said the reason they're doing this instead of giving you all the cards on a paid for games, because they want to make sure it is a TCD, a trading card game. So they want people to use the Steam Marketplace to trade cards.
That's not what I'm taking from it.
So, well,
It sounds to me they want to make money from loot boxes.
yeah, well, they invented loot boxes.
Yeah, TCG's invented loot boxes and they want to make money from more loot boxes.
No, Valve invented loot
Oh,
boxes.
Valve made loot boxes.
They
not
made
TCGs.
TF2 crates. I think that was the earliest iteration of
Okay.
loot boxes, or at least the most popular one.
Yeah, tradable loot boxes for sure. The TCG's invented like IRL loot boxes.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. And they're not loot boxes. They're packs. They're booster packs, Joe.
So apparently, August 1st was precisely 7 years after Dota 2 was released. So this is the first Valve game in 7 years.
Yeah, I still remember when Dota 2 was new. So
You still remember Dota 2
beta keys.
and you're saying everyone kept getting given like 50 of them, and you said the currency of the apocalypse
Yeah.
would be Dota 2 beta
It
keys.
won't be bottle caps, it'll be Dota 2 beta keys. Every time. It's still a meme for me to this day.
But I'm definitely interested in trying this. I'm definitely going to be getting this near release.
I think I'm going to be getting it. Although
I'll
I'm
wait
still a
for-
bit
I'll
annoyed
wait
by
for
the
it to come out.
boosters.
Yeah, these are. I just talk about you shouldn't have loot boxes in paid games. If this was free to play,
Yeah.
it'd be a lot more understandable. But we'll see how it goes. They are giving you quite a few cards. I think that, although I can understand wanting to be a tradable card game using the Steam Marketplace, I think it's also another money grubbing.
Yeah, it's clearly for money, not like no one says like, oh, the thing I love about TCGs is opening up random packs and getting shit all.
Some people do enjoy that.
People enjoy opening them, but that's like the addictive nature of it, which is what
Yeah.
they're counting on.
But I don't want to go like soft on Valve because they're
No.
like one of my favorite companies.
Yeah,
so-
Valve I still like Valve, but they still do shit things.
Okay. But speaking of Valve and their loot boxes, Dutch players can now buy Dota 2 loot boxes again. So the way they've got around this is quite ingenious. So you
Sneaky.
can't buy multiple boxes at the same time anymore. You have to open a box to see what in your next box. It shows the rare drops tool, and you still can't use the Steam Marketplace to buy or sell them. So the way they're doing it is you're not gambling the contents of the chest, you're gambling the contents of the next one.
Yeah, that's
Which
so
is-
stupid.
Which is basically exactly the same as the old system,
Yep.
except it shows you what's inside of it.
And it's still stupid.
Yeah.
And it's confused the Dutch law to be able to get around it.
The people are saying they don't know if that's enough to satisfy the the Dutch gambling people.
Well, they haven't followed up yet, so
Mm.
it seems to be.
So this is kind of like a side move to try and
Yes.
appease them, which is basically the same thing, but we'll see how this
It's
turns
a
out.
sneaky move.
It sucks that Dutch players can't use the marketplace still.
But it shouldn't really be in the game in the first place.
What?
Loot boxes.
No, I'm saying the market. They can't use the
Yeah,
marketplace.
no, yeah, for sure. Like, but if they could use, if they just had normal items, then it wouldn't be a problem. But
Another
the gambling
thing,
they're
another
trying
thing
to
to do with Steam trading. Steam shovelware games have been used to scam TF2 and Dota 2 items by making fake copies of high-value items in their own games. One developer went as far as actually changing the game name and icon to represent TF2 of his game, so it looks like the items coming from TF2.
yeah,
So Valve has combated this and added scam protection to Steam trades following a wave of counterfeit items. What they've done is they've added a warning in trade window. So if the item is from a game you've never played, it will give you a warning.
yeah.
And secondly, game name changes started requiring approval from Valve themselves. So this is another thing they've done to tackle this, because this was like a big business of you made a shitty shovelware game to make trading cards. Now these shitty shovelware games are now... One game was just removed off Steam because it was a shitty shovelware game that was a Bitcoin miner.
It's almost as if the Valve should be curating what's on their store.
So people are using fake games to Bitcoin mine, and now people are using fake games to scam expensive TF2 and Dota 2 items, which are worth like thousands of pounds. But yeah, I'll show you a picture of... Wrong way. This is what the box looks like. So one or more of the items you're receiving in the trade comes from a game that you've never played. So this is how you'd be able to tell if the item was a scam item, because there'll be a shovelware game called like Bitcoin Miner, and they changed like the icon to TF2, and then they'd create an item in the database for that shows as a rare item such as a gold frying pan, and then they'd use that to scam people. But it's good that Valve's very quickly responded to this, and they've removed the Bitcoin mining game from Steam, and they've also gone as far as to add these protections sort of thing, and this is good.
I agree with the statement from the one just below that image.
Hands-off approach is working out very well. Yeah.
Good work, Valve. Good work.
Yeah. But now they've actually like...
I know they fixed it, but it shouldn't have happened to begin with.
Well, it's just like Steam Greenlight.
Yeah.
And now, what's it called?
Steam Direct.
The rename of Steam Greenlight, because they didn't change anything about it.
No, they removed... They just let everybody just open the floodgates. They removed the people going, yes, we want this game, and being misused, going, we don't care what your background is, we'll let everything through. Steam Direct to the store. Okay,
so we'll go on to our piece. Blizzard applied for a patent for their play of the game system. Their patent's not been granted yet. Rather, the application went through. But basically, I think that's really interesting that Blizzard want to try and patent their play of the game system. I think it's a really unique system. It's pretty cool, and I don't think I've seen it in another game so far.
I don't think you can patent it, but...
You don't think you can patent the play of the game? You can patent, like, putting a game on the Android market.
Yeah, I know, you can patent everything, doesn't mean it holds, but I think it's a dumb way of doing it. I hate the whole patent system. It's so stupid. That's a rant for another time. But I don't see how you can patent that.
Oh, okay.
But just the way it's implemented, I don't feel like... I don't know. I think that's stupid. I think it's unique. I agree. Like, I completely agree that they made a very good system.
Well, there was like a... they were doing this to stop like imitators. Like, there was a rip-off of Overwatch, such as Heroes of Warfare in China on mobile. I think we may have talked about this.
Yeah, we have talked about this. But my problem is that what if you want to make a game with play of the game? Yeah, but you can just sue them over, like, being rip-off of your... like the looks of your game. You don't need to patent a mechanic.
Like Zarya mixed with Soldier.
It's so weird.
Look at this.
This map.
It's the Anubis.
Yeah.
From Overwatch.
Yeah.
Except there's no copyright laws in China, so no one can do anything.
Yeah.
It really is the Wild West out there, as it shows McCree shooting people. But I definitely think that's interesting. Last piece of Blizzard news. There is a new job listing on the Blizzard website for a senior software engineer specifically for Warcraft 3. Could this be the remaster similar to the StarCraft 1? I would just be happy if they integrated Warcraft 3 into the Battle.net launcher. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Because they have we talked about it previously, they have done a patch for Warcraft 3 where they made it so you could have up to 24 players in the Warcraft 3 custom games. And they did various other balance changes.
Is this so we can have Warcraft 3 Battle Royales?
Yes. They're going to make it so you can have 100 players.
Yeah, that's the next update.
In a Warcraft 3 custom game. I actually think you'll get a massive influx of players if you add Warcraft 3 to the Battle.net launcher and allow Battle.net integration.
It would just show in the list, like, oh, what's this game? It'd be great.
Like, if I was able to like quickly just join my friends on Warcraft 3, that would be great. I think a Warcraft 3 remaster similar to the StarCraft 1 would be cool, although it'd be a lot different because the Warcraft 3 has a lot of 3D models, whereas StarCraft 2 was a lot simpler. StarCraft 1, sorry. Brood War.
It's just a senior developer, isn't it? So it's just like a lead. So it does That does indicate to me like a
Well, they
remaster or
said
something.
A gameplay engineer for the Warcraft 3 team, we're looking for passionate players of RTS or genres it's on. So they're definitely working on something to do with Warcraft 3 and RTSs.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
That's all we know.
So,
We can dream.
BlizzCon is coming this year.
And we'll know
Maybe
nothing.
we'll see an announcement of... What we're hoping for is an announcement of something to do with WoW Classic.
Yeah, I want to know more. Legacy servers.
We're probably going to see more
Think you do.
BFA content.
Yep.
What will be coming in the... It's coming after the launch of BFA, but we'll see what's coming up in the next patches.
Yep.
What else am I expecting from BlizzCon? Diablo 4, of course, is definitely coming out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything they're doing? Overwatch League, I guess?
Yeah, they have the Overwatch World Cup around BlizzCon, I believe. They'll have the Hearthstone 11+4 championship.
Yeah. What does that equal?
Not
less than 15.
Not lethal.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the podcast. I have been Joe Scornbase. I'm joined here by Tony Tones@RT.
That has been everything.
And that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
I want to show the baked bean fact first.
Oh, I always forget to do that. So Dave said to me the other day, he said, I didn't know who that was on the baked bean fact. And it wasn't until I looked at it, I realised that was a young Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is like a young Peter Molyneux back when he was making his baked bean factory business.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We love you, Peter. Goodbye.
Eat your baked beans.
Eat your baked beans.
Bye.